We are unrestricted by rules.
We are challenged by the unexpected.
Most of all, it's about beating your friends.
One of the big announcements here at E3 this year, perhaps not a huge surprise. I think we sort of knew what you were working on, really? But Need for Speed, Most Wanted, and so you described it a little bit as like you picked the game in the franchise previously that you most wanted to, that was a pun here, that you most wanted to sort of redo and re-envision. What was it about Most Wanted that you were attracted to?
It was the premise, the name actually. You know, like as you just said yourself, Most Wanted. It's really powerful. It really means something. But for us, we don't make sequels to other people's games. So, and 2012 is a very different. It's a very different place from 2005. And so for us, it was. If you followed up a recent history at Criterion, we're all about friends. And so for us, it was, well, let's make an open world driving game. Where you compete to become most wanted amongst your friends.
That's exactly what's going on behind us here. You got ranking set up here, yeah. People are playing it. What exactly are they playing here behind us?
So the show we're showing our solo experience and our multiplayer experience. So what you can see here is the race and the chase. So it's an open world. What you do is you're racing and you're chasing and you're exploring, and that's really the nutshell of the game. So people kind of know about racing and they kind of know about chasing, and in an open world we want to fill the world with things for you to explore. So you're earning, everything you're doing is earning you speed points, which is driving you up the most wanted list, and that's how you become most wanted amongst your friends.
Obviously Criterion has experience in open world racing before, Burnout Paradise, which is one of my favorite racing games of all time. How is that experience helping you create Most Wanted?
You know, we learned so much in Burnout Paradise. The game that we launched was very, very different to the game that it ended up being, and we learned a massive amount in that process. And really, we've brought everything that we know from doing Burnout Paradise and from doing Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, and this game is just like a collision of all of that stuff. So, you know, we know that players love an open world, but it can be a little daunting for people, so Autolog helps by recommending things for you to do based upon your geographical location in the city. We know that players love the openness of it and the co-op social challenges in Burnout Paradise, so we have that 12-player freedom. But we also know that the multiplayer experience is better when you're being assisted, almost being helped to know what to do. So we have a system in multiplayer called the playlist, and that just constantly serves up different types of gameplay for you. So we want to keep players in the car and keep them playing for longer.
So Autolog, obviously the big feature in Hot Pursuit, yeah. Something that I think not just other racing games, but other games in general have tried to pick up and sort of be inspired by, and a lot of games are doing it right now. But how are you sort of bringing Autolog to the next level with this game?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're really flattered by people liking it. I think that the point about Autolog is it helping you compete automatically with your friends. What we learned in Hot Pursuit was the longer players played, the more friends they added, which is really amazing, right? That's a really powerful thing to know. So that meant that we were really onto something. But in Hot Pursuit, Autolog was only active like at one race at a time. Now it's on everything. So there's so much variety in the game. So you can race, you've got chasing, you've got discoverables, I can compete on speed cameras and jumps and cooldown spots and jack spots and billboards and security gates. So we have a competition around everything. And what's awesome about that is, if you're a really good racing game driver, if you're a really good racing driver and you're on my friends list, I might feel like I can't compete. But because there's so much other things to do, there's other ways that I can compete to be better than you. I'll give up races maybe, but you know, I'm just going to be really good at doing jumps, or I'm going to beat you to the collectibles, and that's going to earn me speed points, and that's going to take me above you on the most wanted list. So really it's all pervasive across the entire game this time.
The idea is that the players sort of shape their own challenges in the game?
Yeah, no, we think that in a modern game, the game should come to you. And what we mean by that is, in many games, the game that is released is you play it how the developer intended on that day. With an open world game, players love freedom and variety, and we think that players should be able to, if you want to race, well, go and do some races. But if you want to be distracted by going to find a billboard, then go and find a billboard. If you want to compete for a jump, well, go for a jump. If you, hey, you know, Autolog recommends someone's beating your score, your pursuit score, so go and get in, go and play with the cops. It should be, you should choose what you want to do whenever you want to do it, and that's really the big learning for us from thinking about what we did in Paradise, of bringing that to Need for Speed and getting the gameplay. The gameplay comes to you.
Well, I guess the only ones who don't like that are the completionists, the guys who want all the achievements, all the trophies, because they have a lot to do then.
Yeah, there is going to be a lot to do, but you know that's, you know, I think the gamers want freedom and variety, and they want volume, and sometimes that can be overwhelming. But if we will guide you through that, and we want people to feel rewarded for their discoveries. We know that players play hundreds of hours of open world games, and so we have all of that available for people.
So you mentioned just how Burnout Paradise evolved post-release.
Yeah.
What kind of plans do you have for Most Wanted? Is it going to evolve in a similar fashion, you think?
Well, we learned a huge amount doing that. It was just such a voyage of discovery for us, and we applied some of that into Hot Pursuit as well. We think the game that we launch is not the game that you finish up with, and that's very exciting as a game developer, to be thinking about how you can change the game after you've launched it, and we're definitely going to take that philosophy through in this game.
So where are you at in development, and when will it hit the roads?
Oh, you know, we're well on the way. Our launch date is the end of October, so we're in the phase now of, you know, showing it to the world for the first time, and just finishing up. You know, we've got amazing handling this system. If you're familiar with what we did in Hot Pursuit for the handling of the cars, how that's changed is extraordinary in the open world, because you've got much different challenges in the open world. So really focusing in on getting those cars really handling right and building out the rest of the experience for the player. So we're well on our way.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Cool.